Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Book Review and Summary. Book Review and Summary number 32. The Winning Way 2.0. Anita Bogle and Harsha Bogle. The Winning Way 2.0. Learnings from Sport for Managers. The book is about what one can learn from the field of sport, primarily cricket, to be applied to the world of business and day-to-day life. Harsha and Anita have used their connections in business and the sporting world to pick up anecdotes and incidents to cover them into lessons. Harsha Bogle is a renowned commentator and known personality in the field of cricket. In fact, I admire him a lot for the kind of commentary that he makes in the field of cricket. Anita is his wife, who is renowned in the field of advertising. The book starts off with a chapter that tries to establish why winning is important for teams, be it in a sport or business. More than anything, it brings people to work every day motivated. The author tries to detail out the hallmarks of a winning team and compares against the erstwhile Australian cricket team, which showed a lot of prowess in their era. The importance of goals and the clarity about the same is also stressed. Dreams transform into goals by making it measurable and time-bound. And it becomes important to align individual goals with the team goals to succeed. A single player who is a star is never bigger than the team. And the comparison is made between Sachin versus India. In order to get into winning ways and achieve the goals, 3 key traits are called out: ability, attitude, and passion. While ability is sometimes inherent, the other 2 are very important to become champions. The 3 are intertwined and cannot help achieve winning ways in isolation. When you start winning, there is a lot of burden to keep repeating the same. It is important to analyze success as much as we analyze failures. By picking up what helped us achieve the success, we can repeat the same. All side effects of winning, like ego, complacency, overconfidence, need to be handled well, else it might destroy a career. The examples of one-season stars in the IPL is being quoted. What are the key things that one can notice in losing teams? 1. Egos and bureaucracy. 2. Individual focus and no team morale. 3. Blaming others for failure and not taking ownership. 4. Worried about past failures and not having a plan for future. Innovation and change are key parts of sports and business. Teams should embrace them and adapt very quickly, else you will be left behind. The T20 revolution and the new age startups are being compared to one another. Teams should plan for a change of personnel as new era dawns upon teams. Team cannot rely on star performers for long. A good leader is someone who can create a vision and inspire a team. Someone who can accept responsibility and give credit as need be, acts as a glue within the team. Sourav Ganguly, Imran Khan and Steve Waugh are quoted as amazing leaders in their sport in their era. Individual performers can fail to be leaders for the lack of the above skills mentioned. The one thing that stands out in winning teams in sport and business is to what extent do they go to win? Is there a price they pay to win? Clearly, one cannot compromise on ethics and values to win. It could help win in short term, but cannot help build a legacy. Again, the example of Australian cricket is being quoted here, for they went to next levels of extremes to win a competition. What are the key takeaways from this book? Winning is a habit and a cycle. Winning helps boost the morale of the team and thereby delivers the best in them, making it a chain reaction. Analyze success as well as analyzing failure. Identify patterns in success and failure and repeat them. Innovation is inevitable. T20s and e-commerce have become mainstream. Teams need to add skills, competencies to remain relevant in the realm of things. With that, we come to the conclusion of another book review. I'll catch up with you with another interesting book and a book review next time. Thank you.